Hello, welcome to another video. It is the property tour. It's the 7th of November, 2023, and this is going to be a full property tour with theories and plans and all the stuff. So we've got an area out here where those ATVs love to come zipping around. We used to have a sign at the beginning of our road that comes in here, but it got torn down. So we have a lot of ATVs just ripping up and down. So I just put this up, and this kind of also makes my property sealed up to this point now because there's a fence here. A locked gate, as I like to call it. So that's a little fanciness. Now, this garden area right here is going to be fenced off with that fencing system. That fencing system over there is for rabbits basically, but then it also is for wind. So the way it's going to work, and that really stands up to wind quite well. It's kind of amazing, right? It is 2 to 3 layers, and the key to making those fences like that is screwing them together sideways, right? So you have pallets, and then another layer staggered on the back, and those are screwed together like this. So if it was going to blow over, it has to literally pick up the outside. And if you do 3 layers, so the trench here is so the wire mesh can go down all the way to the top of the hard crust layer right here, right? And then it'll go up, and then a band of like just sheet metal, like a 6-inch band of sheet metal all the way around this whole entire area. I have another trench to dig right here. That's where this fence will be here. The property fence is where this trench is, right? The reason I want this completely fenced off, right, is because a couple reasons. Everything always has a few reasons, right? Is you want to keep any animals out of here because this is the area where bees and flowers and that kind of stuff. You don't want prairie dogs and rats and mice and dogs and cats all running around in there chasing stuff, digging stuff is what they do. So that's why an animal-proof fence inside, and the entire property is going to have that eventually as well. But right here at the front of the property will have the most potential for infiltration by rodents, and here will be a place where I want to keep them out of permanently. So that's what's going to go there. A bee house. And then I'm going to trench around in here a little bit because worms can't live out here, right? And so getting worms into the soil, the reason why they can't is the soil up here is not deep enough. So if I trench down, the worms can go down to the bottom of the holes in the wintertime and live, and then come up and basically just fix this whole area. So that's a lot of stuff that's going to go on here. And now this area here is like, that's my property line, okay? So technically this is the road, but the fence that those people over there built covers a good portion of that. So it's unrealistic that that will become a whole road. So I've actually found some bamboo, and again, this soil isn't deep enough, so I have to trench. I'm going to trench, and that'll be awesome for bamboo because it'll just stay in those trenches. And that'll create a real nice barrier because during the summer, there's people that drive, there's other neighbors and stuff that drive up this road, and it creates dust, and typically the wind is blowing right onto the property. So creating like a giant dust filter with bamboo is the concept there. And that's all, a lot of this is I got to get my backhoe fixed so I can get to this kind of work. But, you know, it'll all happen eventually. This is where I pile all of the diggings that I've done. And this piles all over here. So I have to build a trommel. Build a trommel that's going to sort dirt and about 4 to 5 sizes of rock. So I'm going to build that, put it right here, and I've got tons and tons and tons and tons that need to be processed. And ton more digging. You know, when I talk about digging trenches for bamboo and I talk about digging trenches for this to complete the fence here, that's all going to equal more this. So before any of that gets done, I have to build the trommel and process all this dirt. And it's going to be great because I'll get gravel, I'll get big rocks that I can build stuff, you know, like rock walls and stuff. Like the building material capability is awesome. And then there is the gemstones that are just in there. So this is, you know, part of the motivation why I want to process this all, so I can actually find more of the gemstones that are just randomly in this stuff. So that's a big part of it. And the rest of these junipers are going to come out eventually too. Have 0 junipers, right? Okay, so this structure is mostly temporary. So most of what you see is temporary, okay? When this is all done, this shipping container, that shipping container, and that shipping container will all not be here. This one might be someplace maybe, but probably not. I'll probably just sell them because they won't be needed. So what this area is here is this is kind of a new way of thinking about off-grid construction. So what this is this is power, water, and sewage processing, all in one structure. Now, there's more room in the structure. There'll be other things. This structure, what I call it, is it's not intended for living, it's livable, right? So eventually the house goes over there. But this will have like this pad right here. This will be like where the bathroom and the kitchen will be here, potentially up to the level of like a commercial kitchen. So now this gate is all temporary and this is all temporary. And this just made my life so much better because the wind just howls through here. And until I got all this stuff up and I picked it up, basically because my property kind of looked a little trashy, to be honest. I mean, it was a little bit, you know, from the road, you looked. So I wanted to get it cleaned up. And when I got it cleaned up and I got all this stuff in place, it's like, oh, big, huge benefit, side benefit. The wind doesn't just howl through here anymore. And I swear that's even, I mean, it's not airtight, obviously, but the amount that it's decreasing the wind from blowing through there is keeping my place warmer as well. So it's just all kinds of benefits from doing that. So this is where the sewage treatment plant is. And then there'll be a roof here that'll be all solar panels. That shipping container was involved in a fire and is full of everything you'd ever want in life, but crispy burnt. So what do you do with a shipping container full of stuff that's crispy burnt? Well, I'm going to turn it into a tower so I can put wind turbines. Ideally, I'm going to get like 8,000 watts of wind turbines on this. It's going to stand up over here, probably about where that shipping container is on the end. Where those solar panels are and that wall, that's all temporary. That all comes out. Even that roof right there, that's all temporary. So then this, I have the engineering stuff to stand a shipping container on end. I got the engineering for the foundation. So that will be stood up on end. And then on this will be solar panels on 3 sides. So the top will be facing north. And then the bottom will be facing, the top will be facing south. The bottom will be facing north. The bottom will have a staircase going up to it, and all 3 sides will have solar panels. So basically, like almost like a facade on the entire shipping container of solar panels. And then up on the top, there's going to be an observation deck and the wind turbines. Okay. Now, this whole structure's got a lot going on, and I've actually been contemplating adding a garage onto this side. Now, this is not the house. The house goes out there. So why would you want your garage connected here and not to your house? Or even a third would be a separate garage, right? Which might even be a better idea. Well, because of EVs. This place could use an EV tractor and the Ford Lightning 150. You can actually use the battery to run the place. Now that's not ideal, but I mean, in a pinch, your truck, you plug it into your battery backup and bam, your whole house is, So that's why I've been contemplating adding a garage onto here to keep the EV tractor and the EV vehicle from freezing. You want to keep your batteries maintained as well as you possibly can, and also having a place to charge them indoors and store them indoors, right? So that, I don't know, I'm kind of going back and forth. So now down here at the bottom of this is the end. Now what's going to happen down here is this pad gets extended out a little bit. All that goes away. This pad gets extended over there a little bit to make a nice hallway right down here. Now this, the theory is here, is putting a regular tunnel that you could walk through all the way over to the house. Now, why would you want a tunnel to go from here to the house? Well, because this is where the power comes from. This is where the water comes from. The sewer gets processed here, and the water's processed here as well. So you could have water going, these are going to flush the toilets. The water that's processed in the sewage treatment plant will flush the toilets. So you got that line. Then you got your regular line of clean water. Then you have your electrical line. Most likely more than one, because AC and DC, because running DC lighting is just a nice little safe way. If you have some problems with your AC system, you still have lights. And now you have water, you have your sewage coming back from the house, okay? And you have your rainwater harvesting that happens on the house coming back here to be stored and processed. That's a lot of back and forth. Now you show up in your EV, you park it in, you plug it in, you come in here, and you walk down into the tunnel, and you walk all the way to your house. That would be pretty slick, so why not put a tunnel, right? I mean, it would be totally a useful, handy thing to have. So, and these are the types of things that people would be, oh, that's so cool. When they go to buy a place, well, they probably wouldn't actually go to that level themselves, because they probably wouldn't even think about that. So then this is where the house is, and then over here is where the super awesome natural swimming pond thing goes in, and that's probably it. I had more plans back in the day for this all being a farm and all that, but the plans have been curtailed down to basically what I just said. Now, whether I put the house in or not, I'm not quite sure. I might just for sure I have to finish everything here. But at that point, I might just put it up for sale and let somebody else come in and build their idea of a good house and just connect it to this and, have it awesome. I don't know. It's a lot of work to get to that point. And since I'm not doing all the farming that my intentions were to come out here and do farming, that was what I really was set on doing out here. Well, that's all out the window. I could do farming. It's basically a farm now. Just needs the stuff to actually farm. You need the farming equipment. So that's a whole nother video. And so yeah, that's basically. And I have the posts out here to add a fence, right? I have all the corner pieces. I don't know if I'll get to doing the fence for the whole entire property or not. I want to get that fence done out there for that garden, but I don't know if I'll get to the fence to the entire property. I'd like to. That would be another thing I'd like to get done on this, but I don't know if I'm going to. Currently, this is like my storage yard. I've got all my form boards there for doing concrete work. I bought a bunch of scrap wood and used steel stuff. I have a plastic recycling, I don't know, OCD or something like that. So recycling stuff is, I got metal recycling, glass recycling, plastic recycling, tarps recycling. I'm always picking up pallets because, they're handy AF. And I got my trailer. So that's it. That's the game plan for my property for now. Like, I've had a few different plans. I was going to do a big greenhouse and all these other things I was going to do, but like I said, that's out the window now. But anyway, ooh, look at that big black cloud over there. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and peace.
Thank you for watching my video.